What's going on, guys? This is the 3D podcast here. I'm your podcast director, Austin. Sitting here with almost the entire squad. We're missing our videographer, Matthias. He was under the weather today, but it's all good. But we're sitting here with the main founder, Ethan, drinking some nice Joe.
What is going on? I noticed you say videographer. Videographer, I think is how it's pronounced. I don't say that's like embarrass you.
It's all good.
I just want to let you know.
I'm a little baked, but I always
like
used to
it
say
more
that.
though.
I always say it.
Videographer.
I just wanted to say that in case someone like listening was like, they don't even know the word videography.
Well,
Like,
you just
but hey,
Tomato.
words are just
Never
things.
heard of it.
Words are just things. So say it however you
I
want.
don't know.
I did not say that to make you sound stupid. I just wanted the
Apparently I say-
audience needs to know we're not stupid. But go
I
ahead.
say like motorcycle, like weird sometimes. Like it just comes out.
How do you say it?
motorcycle.
Like something like I don't know. Like I've always had people like say like,
used to
oh
say
dude, you said that like
motorcycle.
weird or some shit. You always say that like the word so like weird sometimes. I'm like, it didn't really come out weird. But I'm not saying it. Fuck
No, it's funny. We can't even get through the intro, but yeah.
But
Anyways,
and yeah, we're fucking chilling. We're chilling. We got our visual engineer Swannels,
How's it going, everyone?
and then we got the main man, the myth, the legend, Rob,
What's up, y'all?
the audio engineer
producer too.
and producer, the main producer. Yes, sir.
Just the goat lord.
Yep. Sitting here chilling, looking like Russ or some shit.
Thank you for the praise, guys. Appreciate that.
But what's good with everyone's week? How's everyone's week? Anything interesting happen?
Pretty fantastic.
Just chilling.
The weather's been nice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The weather.
The last 3 days were nice. Let me say that. Yeah.
yeah.
Been
It's
feeling rather pretty.
feeling pretty springy. Yeah, what's good?
I'm feeling rather productive with all my softwares. Getting some stuff ready for the live shows. Very excited.
Rob, how's your week? Just working and shit, like
Yeah,
the
my
usual.
week was good. I enjoyed the weather a couple times during the week. I cut the grass for the first time, so that's always nice because I get a good podcast in. So
That's perspective, man. Most people would complain.
and
First
just
time.
relaxing too. I just just hit on my derb pen and it's just relax, and cut the grass. But I mean, other than that, got these vocals all edited.
You edited it.
I edited them.
I love that, dude. It's some things you can't
We all
say.
have issues.
Go ahead.
man.
No, you can't say that without sounding like a.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's how I say Connecticut. Connecticut. But yeah, no, the vocals are edited and done. Just gotta put in some final, just like an hour or so, just to touch some things up and
Little
it's
post
always good.
process.
Yeah, and plus, it's just always good to just like spread out the sessions whenever you're doing mixing and shit. Just because after a little bit you get used to the sound and
Facts.
and yeah, you like you can't hear the fuck.
You know what you
like
lose?
You got to do another. Like you got to go back into the project another time because you'll hear this one thing, it'll keep fucking up. You can't hear it, dude.
You lose that like
can't-
you lose the not that we ever fully have it, but you lose your like slight shred of like objectiveness.
Yep,
you're like
exactly.
you're like, you know what, this is good, and it's not good because it's good. It's good because you spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
no,
yeah,
straight up,
exactly,
you're
yeah.
attached to it. You're like, well, motherfucker, I've spent so much time. Yeah, it's like you got to stay objectively. Like it's like, is this really the sauce? Is it Rob? Is it 10 out of 10? No, I get it. It's literal. Like if you spend 4 hours on something, you're like, this is really good. You come back to it in the morning, you look at it, you're like, I'm deleting this right now. Like you're
Exactly.
embarrassed, literally embarrassed. Like, but what you
Exactly.
said.
But yeah, no. Other than that,
Hey, the quote that goes with that: if you want to eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
Exactly.
So we
sir.
finished our first, or you finished the first elephant. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I mean, after literally everything's done, I'm just gonna listen to it a few more times and correct all the rest of the fuck ups or whatever. And yeah, she's good. And then yeah, we got a couple other 3D tracks. I've got some messing around with some maybe an Envision dubstep track. So we'll figure that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Phase 1 released a cappella for his new song. So I attempted to remix that, but we'll see how that goes.
I feel while it's still fresh.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. While it's still fresh. 'cause
Before
we-
everyone's got a dank
literally,
remix.
Everyone's got a dank remix.
I respect it, dude. Because like that's
Be the first
that's a
thing
good
remix.
strategy. Either you are just undeniably have a new sound, or like you make a really cool remix, and it's like, oh yeah, I like the one version of that song that goes like this. Whose is that again? That'll get you.
Literally,
Dude, either make a remix or make a new sound.
That
like,
could do it. Yeah.
no, I'm
That
saying
could
these
do
are the
it.
recipes. Think about every artist that you love and how did they get put on Backtrack. They either did a killer remix or they just made a song that it was like, this is different.
remixes
First
are
I knew
very
Zed's
good for new
Dead was,
producers.
Sexy
remix of
sex.
Skrillex, yeah.
I'm sorry.
First I knew Zed's Dead was a remix of a Skrillex song.
It's all
Oh, shit,
strategy.
nice.
I shouldn't say it's all. It's a lot of strategy too, though, because what Rob just said, it's timing.
That was in, like, middle school.
Timing. Yeah, no respect though. Even at the time, like okay, respect. Like if I made a Bangarang remix right now, it could be like the best Bangarang remix in the whole world, but everyone would be like, bro, like
I feel like
We've already heard that.
have
bro.
you been in a coma for 7 years?
Yes.
Like.
Actually, yeah, I have. Like, sorry.
I
Like, even if I made a remix right now to like a song that was made in the past 8 months, it'd be like, dude, like if I made perfect example, a song that you guys know. If I made a remix right now of Mo Bamba,
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
you'd be
I
like,
knew that was gonna
you
be-
kill him, give it a rest, give it a rest. Fun fact: that song got famous a year after it was made.
Like
And
3 years.
You want to know why it
Yeah.
got famous? What I heard, and maybe this is in part, it's probably in part, but what I in part heard the reason to its fame was there's a Travis song where he says, "Listening to Mo Bamba on repeat," like. Or maybe it's not a trap. Well, maybe it wasn't a trap. I think it was Travis Scott. Someone's got a bar, and they're like, yeah, like in the trap, listening to Mo Bamba on repeat.
and then it came out.
They made that hip hop song like after Mo Bamba came out, and then everyone heard that, and they were like, "What's Mo Bamba?" And I think it was a Travis song. I'm gonna look it up. And I mean, obviously, that was a shout out to Check
Feel it?
West.
Yeah.
But there was a hip hop song that said, "Yeah, listening to Mo Bamba on repeat." I'm gonna Google it real quick just to be. Well, yeah, the song came out like 2 years ago. Yeah. So Travis Scott, the song "Who What." All I know it was Mo Bamba on repeat. Cash. I don't think these things I took is helping me. But yeah, no, the song or whatever. He's referenced Mo Bamba, and that was in like 2018, and that's when the song got big. But the song came out in 2017. But it's just ironic that like the song got like
It took a whole year.
the song got publicized like a year later, and it was due to like external influences of like other hip hop artists like recognizing the track and like just like giving it respect or whatever. That's what made that's what put the spotlight on it. And it's just kind of interesting. But anyways, that's a whole other tangent.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool though.
Don't order those. I got a whole bunch at my work.
Dude, I don't
Maybe
like
like
that
floating
shit,
in
bro.
the
Like
underground
Rockstar.
and then like
It's just funny
artists
how
found it
like
and then
we were talking about making a remix or whatever. It's funny how things catch fire.
But imagine being
like
Check West.
that was the whole point. Like,
Imagine being Check West and then hearing like Travis Scott shout.
Yeah,
and
Travis
then,
Scott-
and then like a month later.
Yeah,
being
yeah,
huge,
like
and you're
you make the song and then Travis Scott shouts you out and you're like, holy fuck bucket. Maybe you paid for it, maybe you didn't, but like titties, yeah, you're going to the top after that, like for sure.
And then it's like me. It's kind of like it's kind of like Black Beatles when like
There's
whole-
3 ways to fame. You got
Like a dance.
you got fad. Some things are a fad, like a fidget spinner. Dance, a fidget spinner. It's
Shout out
hype.
Jake Schmidt.
It's hype, right? That's a fad. The second one is fashion. Things that are fashionable, like a collared shirt, polo,
White Vans.
never going out of
Yeah,
style.
yeah, yeah.
White shoes, yeah, like fashionable. If something's fashionable and it has good taste, it has good taste, right?
Yeah.
And then the third way to fame, aside from having a fad, a fashion, is the third is influence. So you can have a fad, you can be fashionable, or you can have influence. And this is with music, with products, with anything you're
Yeezys.
selling. Influence is to say, hey, hashtag champion. They used to sell champion at like Walmart, and then they said, you know what, here, let's take $10 million, pay a bunch of celebrities to wear champion, put huge logos all over the sweatshirts and all that, so that it's undeniable what brand it is. It's just champion all over the sleeves, the arms, all that. Like put 6 decals or 6 embroideries on the same sweatshirt, like shit you'd never do just to like flash or just bomb people with the brand. But point being is like it was just influence. They put celebrities in it, and then everyone else was like, oh, it must be cool because all these celebrities are wearing it. But they were paid to wear it because like we could get a deal with Coca-Cola to like drink Coca-Cola on our shows and like take videos of that. And like
Pay Lessie shoes.
Excision, that artist, he has a deal with I think Rockstar Energy, but it used to be Monster Energy. But like I'm saying, none of this is random, so it's ironic that now like Champion, everyone's wearing it. It's like at first a bunch of celebrities were paid to wear it, so it's all strategy.
Disciple is or like I don't know if they're like sponsored, but like they have like a partnership or whatever with Rockstar. So like every Disciple video, this is the record label Disciple that it's literally like Rockstar can't hear,
Yeah,
full fridge
yeah.
of Rockstars,
Yeah.
you know, like literally
American
all this
Idol,
for
dude,
free.
the Coca-Cola cups that were obviously not clear, so you couldn't see through them because they were probably drinking
red.
water.
Yeah.
But if you think they're drinking Coke, then hey, man, that's advertising right there, baby.
I remember those.
Those
dude.
red ass cups,
Yeah,
Paula
dude.
Abdul,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sexy ass,
Yeah,
picking up the
yeah.
cup, taking a sip.
Yep.
Like it's a no for me, sweetie. Like
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
I was not feeling
Yeah,
it, dude.
no.
That was not-
That was just
Terrible.
Utter-
Absolutely horrible.
utterly
Smell-o-vision.
Ghastly.
God.
That's Gordon Ramsay.
douche.
No,
I like, dude. I
smell-o-vision.
like Simon Cowell. You know, the original
Oh, yeah.
American Idol, they had such a good dynamic. Those judges, they fucking
That
had
was
such a
Emerald.
good dynamic, dude.
Dude.
You got the
forget it's one of the
the
first, like,
cool
TV
black
chefs.
guy, the ditzy hot chick,
Yep.
and just the asshole. It was such a good dynamic, man. That's good. They say groups of like 3 to 5 is how you get those really like sitcom scenarios where it's like this shit is funny to watch
Yeah.
these people banter. Like
Both the men said no, but I'm gonna say yes to
Yes.
make you feel better.
you know, they
You
said
bitch.
no, but I really feel for your story.
So yes.
So yes.
Yes.
But
It
go-
means nothing.
But please leave now.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
But yes.
You ain't going to Hollywood, bitch.
Or it'd be no, yes, no. It's a no from.
And then at one point they had 4 judges. Like, so what now if they get like 2 yeses and 2 nos? Like it would,
Tie.
it would never happen.
Oh,
like
I
that.
think they
Like,
did. I think something happened like that where she had to re-sing it or something.
Yeah, they would be
re-sing
like,
a
yo,
different
pick
song.
another song, bitch. Like,
It was too.
sorry, I don't mean to say.
Appease us.
Bitch.
Well, that's what Simon would say. Like,
Yeah.
Appease my ears.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Bring me.
That's
vocals.
fucking good.
yeah. Bring me vocals, yeah, dude. That's like Dead Mouse. When he's like, these are gonna suck, and then he opened it and they were amazing, and it ended up being the vocals for like the Velts.
Yeah. That video's amazing.
On live stream, yeah.
Yeah.
Unregistered.
He's like, motherfucker, I just ate my own. He didn't say he ate his own words, but he knew that he did.
Like, I don't care. I'm using this guy's fucking vocals, dude. Like,
how much more?
After he just talked shit. Yeah.
yeah.
That was why it was funny. Because he was so smug or like arrogant or whatever.
Dude.
Dude, I'll tell you what, boys. We haven't talked anything about music, but here's the sitch, listeners. If anyone's still listening, God bless you. Here's the thing. Podcast is about to be a lot better than it is now.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you were listening to this before, respect. And if you are watching it in the future, cool. But
highlight clips.
we got the cameras rolling. We're doing our YouTube channel. We're gonna get that really up and going and start doing live video and audio. So like Joe Rogan style podcast.
Getting
yeah.
a bunch of new equipment.
Yeah, we got all new microphones coming, new table, new hardware, new headphones, new everything. The podcast is getting revitalized, and we're gonna have the YouTube channel with the video going with it, and we're gonna on Wednesdays when we upload, we won't just put a picture of the upload. We'll put a little 30-second teaser video of maybe our favorite part. So yeah, we're really trying to step this shit up for you.
Yeah.
And that'll be that's like next week. Yeah, so next pod it should be up and going. Let's get it. Also, Not Designer, new products in the
Yeah.
works. It's
What's
been in the
good?
works, but we picked our colors for like we got hoodies, t-shirts, wallets, belts, backpacks. Those are the 5 products that we're coming forward with that like new that we didn't have before. I mean, we had shirts, but we're getting better shirts. And the colors we picked are awesome. We got some spring spreads, like they're like some pastel colors. I'll drop a couple. I'm not gonna drop them all, but we were doing like eggplant and like salmon and beige and lavender, some like weird grays and stuff. But they're really cool colors. They kind of like make you just say like, what color is that? But nonetheless, they're gonna be like terry fleece on the sweatshirts, which is like a super duper soft kind of fleece that doesn't wear out after you wash it. They just like keep on getting softer, which is awesome. Because you know how some hoodies like the inside's soft at first and they just go to shit after.
Yeah, they're all flat.
We made sure that's not going to happen. And we got metal tip drawstrings with the logos pressed in them because, you know, your boy going to floss on them, you know. Attention to detail. But yeah, nonetheless, it's taken a minute, but we're getting the products developed. And then once we're 100% happy with them, we're going to do production, at which point you guys can get one for your very own. And we're really excited. And then also moving on to music, I'm just finishing up volume 2, I guess it is, of the 3D mixes. And then there's going to be a volume 3 not too long after. And it's like with volume 2 and 3, it's going to be like a red mix, blue mix kind of thing. Like red and blue 3D, haha. And we're going to release them kind of like, yeah, back to back. And the one's kind of upbeat and the other's more chill. And I'm really fucking excited because the tracks in there are just big vibes to me, and I'm also getting my shit together on the instrument that is the CDJs. So it's just fucking dope. And then what Rob said, like working on new tracks, like we worked on a new melody for a track that like I'm real excited to like develop and see where that goes. And like I've been writing more lyrics too, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited to move out and get into this new house because once we do get in this new house, I'm gonna put myself on like production mode every day, just producing, actually just songwriting, producing, and engineering. No more breaks. Yeah.
Getting closer and closer to that house.
Respect. Yeah, we should know by the end of the weekend if we got approved on this house, and then we'll be moving like a half hour closer to St. Louis.
So not only will this podcast have dope ass more equipment,
We're getting
we'll be in a dope ass more.
Yeah, the backdrop's gonna be sick, dude.
We'll
Gonna
be
be
in an even nicer basement. So don't
podcast.
worry.
Yeah, not that you ever saw this one, but yeah, podcast. Our own podcast room.
Lighting,
Yes,
videos.
we have lighting. Yeah,
cameras.
Going up.
multiple camera angles. That's what I'm talking about.
YouTube.
Probably when I say multiple, you're thinking 5. No, just 2. We have 2 cameras, so just 2. But that's multiple.
It'll still be dope.
Yeah.
5 microphones.
So it'll just pan back and forth, like left side, right side. It's gonna be like 3 people on each side of the table, but you'll see. It's all good.
And a 6 for a guest.
Yeah, you're right. Well, no, there's 5 of us. You're right.
And then a 6 for a guest, just in case.
Yeah. I don't know why I said 3 of us on each side. I was thinking there were 6 of us already. I'm tripping. There's 5. There's 4
Yeah.
here.
2 at the heads, 2 on each side.
Yeah.
I can't count. I can't count to 6, Mom. I need an adult.
Do you remember the calculators where you click the thing and they raise themselves up? Where they bend over and they had like the...
Those were awesome. Yeah. Respect. Yeah.
Ratchet.
Those were fun. Yeah. I learned how to get big money on those.
Really?
Not really, but they were fun to type on for sure.
I'm glad.
You guys remember in school we had like the little piece of plastic that would like flip open and it had all your crayons and coloring shit in it. It was like that little tub. Like they'd have like a top with a bunch of little circular pieces of
Yeah.
plastic, and
And their bumps.
you'd pick your color. Like, do you want green? You want blue?
And the
Like,
bottom's always
why
kinda
that was
secret.
ever such a thing?
I always
And
just
like,
got the rainbow.
but you know what I'm saying? Like they were like,
it's a pencil box technically.
Oh,
So you
like,
have
why was that the design, and why does everyone know what I'm talking about? And why did
still make
why did we all have those? Like, what the fuck?
So if you ever had to write
Children.
something,
They were just so random, like the crayon boxes, like.
because we were taught to like take notes of things while we're out.
But that
and,
thing had no. It wasn't like a tackle box where it had layers and divisions. It was just like, yo, open it up, pile it in.
I had
like,
one of the binders, so I didn't have to wear a backpack. I just walk around for it because I was that kid.
I don't even know.
You remember the binder kid who didn't have a backpack? They
I don't know, bro. If you're still in school, I feel for you.
Dude, in my school, we had to use fucking binders. We couldn't use book bags. It took up too much room.
So it was a whole
Some
school
schools-
Like, we
binders.
brought in our book bags, but, like, we had to, like, put them up for the fucking day, and then we had all of our books and shit. We had
St.
to carry them
Paul.
around.
Some
That's
schools
good.
you got to use a clear backpack, like because
Guns and
yeah, well,
drugs.
drugs and guns and
That is so stupid.
nipple tassels.
That's why Adidas sells clear backpacks, isn't it?
That's why everyone sells clear backpacks because they heard that the
Dude.
schools were asking for them, and they're like, okay.
Let's make some money.
Yeah, let's be fashionable.
Bro, remember
Okay.
like back in the day we used to like second grade or like yeah it was like third grade or something like that in our backpacks we were all hanging up and shit. We had
Yep.
our Lego guys and shit in
Yep.
the front. Oh my
Yep.
god. Oof.
Heat up the nail, wait a hot minute, then grab the pick and drop it and spin it. That's what I think's going on up there right now.
Shout out Dirtbag Dan. Or
That's me.
This-
That bar was me. That ain't
for real?
heat up the nail, wait a hot minute, then grab the pick, drop
yeah,
it, and
bro.
spin it.
He spit
We're
that
gonna
shit out.
we're gonna make a song called Percolator, and it says that right before the drop, and then the drop is the sound of like a percolator going. It's like a little chill hip hop song, yeah. We just haven't found the artist to do it. Here's the thing: I have so many great ideas, but I'm white as fuck. So like, here's the thing though: in July, it sounds like we're planning a trip to California, and we're gonna work with the hip hop artist
Let's hit up
called
the Concentrate
Moolah
guy.
Podup. And he's dope as shit. So point being that like I have a gajillion hip hop ideas. Maybe we'll let him try to take a shot at Percolator. Maybe he wants, you know what I'm saying? Because
That'd be cool.
He's,
Dirtbag Dan.
he's an artist. So like our manager gets us artists too, like Ashley. That was dope. But point being is like we're always just like on the pursuit of getting in that environment where we can like yield the vision or whatever. Like yeah, straight up like yield the vision. Like I got the idea. Now we need to get some talented motherfuckers to get it together and make it happen. Like the conductor of the train and or the symphony, you need people. If you're smart, you hire people that are smarter than you. Because it's like I don't know how to play that instrument. I know how to conduct it perfectly, and they need. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah.
Big moves coming.
Yeah, California moves. Yeah, do you think? Yeah, like we're going to California for some business, you know.
Bitch.
It's gonna be. I can't lie. It's a vacation. Like it'll be like we're gonna go to the beach and all that, and might probably spend like collectively probably like 2 to 6 hours like capturing ideas while we're there potentially. But yeah, I mean it's cool to say you have business in California. You know.
Yeah.
Double business.
Yeah.
Well, Neil lives in.
Yeah, we're gonna make a video for Non-Designer, like taking some shoreline footage and reminding people that our shirts are made of recycled Reprieve, world's leading recycled fiber, and each shirt saves 5 water bottles from the ocean. So yeah, we need to remind people that. And
Yeah, it won't just be a tacky beach shot. Well, it's
no, we're gonna use the drone and get some aerial shots and be like, "Yo, you see this shoreline? You see how beautiful it is? Well, here, you see this next one? Here's what it's gonna look like if you don't buy our shirts." Like, well, I mean, you could just go like pick up some trash too, but
yeah.
if you buy our shirts, that's for sure takes 5 of them out of the equation.
at least.
At least.
Yeah.
When did you say that they were gonna come out, the new products and stuff?
Well, the new products don't save water bottles, but I don't have and ironically enough, I don't have a date on that either. The point we're at now is that we're like you develop a product, meaning you get it to where you're happy with it, and then you go into production. Like development precedes production. So you develop it, get it how you're perfect with it, and then you go into production once you're like, I need 100 of these in small and medium, and you see what I'm saying. So we're still on the point where we picked our colors, we picked our fabrics. They're providing samples that we can say yay or nay, change this, don't change that. You see what I'm saying? So like, I am really hopeful that like we'll have new products for sale by June, but it could be later. It could be August. Like, I really hope it's June. You know, it could be later.
And when did you say those new colors are coming in?
Well, I don't have dates on anything. Like you guys will learn like when you get in, and not you guys, but I mean the listeners, like everyone, like you guys, everyone, you'll see as if and when you move into something where you're only as good as your team. When you're working with other people, you often find that you are at the mercy of them, and you know everyone prioritizes their own benefit, and is understandable, but it's just there's only so much you can do in a day, and you can't expect other people as soon as you call them to drop what they're doing and put your agenda on top of theirs. And so it's not that I'm happy with the timeline that it's been, and not that I'm throwing shade at anybody we're working with, but there's just times where you're waiting on a guy who's waiting on a guy who's waiting on a guy, or in our case, I'm waiting on a guy who's waiting on a guy. It's not that far out. It's just 2 people, the overseer and the manufacturer itself. But I mean, it is what it is. Like you can't. If Rob Santel, our guy, has taught me one thing, like yeah, that's great that you want to make bangers, you want to be the best, you want all that, but like you can't rush it, and like it's not right until it's right, and like we're in the pursuit of excellence. We don't have excellence, like so it's like. We were happy with the shirts. We put them out. You know how long it took us to get those first shirts? Like a year. We thought like we're gonna order. Listen, here's a way to give you some like context, and this is perfect. Like when we got the first Not Designer T-shirts, they were terrible. The embroidery, like the logo on the chest, was like 3 times as big as it was supposed to be. They didn't trim the back of it, so it looked like it had like a big floppy tag. Everything like they had like holes in them on some of them. Like it was terrible. Like I can assure you that you would have been pulling your hair out or thinking about it if you spent all your time and money to start a company. And this was, you know, after your first manufacturer sweared it was going to be perfect, it was this bad. But point being, it took us 3 companies, 3 different runs to get shirts where we were happy with it. And from there now we're just getting to work with manufacturers overseas. And so it's like everything's a learning experience, but like being at the mercy of other people is something that I'm no stranger to. And it's just kind of the way that it works. But, you know, that's life. You got to trust your experiences. And, like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's unacceptable not to learn from them. And so it's like I'm just doing what I can every day to work with the best people. And as it sits, like who we're working with now, it appears that that's our best option to get into better products, leather goods, better prices, all that. And it just so turns out that prior to last week, you know, that company is booked about 3 months out, which means they're a good company. So we weren't even like up on their queue. Like we gave them the information, the colors, all that, but we weren't really like up on their, like what I said before, you can't expect to call someone and just be first on their priority list. They had people that have been waiting, you know what I mean? So that's just kind of where we're at. But we're going to get it perfect. It's not going to be hopefully too much longer. And if it is, guess what? It builds the hype. And when it comes out, you bet your ass it's going to be dope. So, dude, my word is my bond, yeah. I was going to say law, but that's arrogant.
This isn't really words to live by, but I saw this dubstep producer phase 1, he signed with Disciple. He was doing a Q&A on Instagram, and this guy asked, he was like, "Yo, I'm producing all these other different genres and shit. Like what advice do you have for someone who's like making multiple or like genres other than dubstep or whatever?" And then he literally just replied like, "If your music stands up and you're not an asshole, like you're good." And like, I mean, that's pretty fucking true, dude. Like if you have good fucking music and like you somehow get a connection or some shit and like get followers from there, if your fucking music holds up, like if you're steady or whatever, like you keep releasing like bangers and like good music and you're not a fucking asshole, then yeah, like you'll be fucking successful. I mean, you obviously have to work hard.
You'll have a
and make
chance.
music and
You'll have a
but, like,
chance at being successful.
I mean, well, like this is like more of like if you're already kind of exposed, like if you already have a following or whatever,
yeah.
you know. So like, so yeah, like if you already have like a following and shit, it's like yeah, dude, like people in the industry, like in the music industry, like it's all like built on like trust and stuff and like who you know and you know word of mouth and
Yeah.
shit. So like
It's huge.
if you're not a fucking asshole, then you will get connections.
That's a
like,
fact.
you know. So
That's a fact. Respect. Yeah.
I thought that was a kind of a cool comment that he said. I was like, man, that's really simple, but like it actually makes pretty much fucking sense. Like,
Work hard and don't be an asshole and talk to people and put yourself out there.
Mhm.
And don't be a douche. Yeah, I got something. So, okay, so my words to live by this week are going to be fail well. And how to do that is to remember to reflect when you experience pain. Because if you're feeling pain, rather than just like pushing it down or not thinking about it or trying to get high or whatever, you should look into that pain, whether it's mental or physical, emotional, whatever, and like think about how you're going to conquer that in the future, because going out of your comfort zone and facing your problems is how we evolve and grow. So everyone has challenges, problems, things they're trying to evolve through. For me, being a producer and an engineer is one of those. Like I'm trying to always challenge myself to get these visions out and not rely on other people. Like I don't want to just have good ideas. I want to be able to execute them. So the weakness that stands most in my way of not being that engineer and producer that I want to be is just not spending the time on it and spending my time on other things. You can have anything you want, but you can't have everything you want. But that pain that I talk about, I'm contemplating on that, and I'm realizing that, you know, if you want to evolve, you have to go where the problems are and where the pain is, and by confronting that pain, you're going to see the problems you face. So most people, again, they see the problems or pain, they just kind of like pretend it's not there instead of being like, yo, I suck at this and I want to not suck at this. We don't want to look at our own weaknesses, even though we all are broken as shit, right? But anyways, if you reflect on these and if you resolve them, it's going to give you wisdom. So the harder the pain and the challenge, the better, because these moments of pain are so important, and you shouldn't rush through them. You should stay in them and like explore them so you can build a foundation for improvement. Think about that pain, like really, why, you know, like contemplate it and embrace that and your failures as well and the pain that they cause, because it's the first step in improvement, and it's why confession precedes forgiveness in many societies. Psychologists call this hitting bottom. And if you keep doing this, you will convert the pain of your facing of mistakes and weaknesses into pleasures by embracing the reality and dealing with it. And that's the whole thing, is most people just like try to ignore their weaknesses or not confront it. We want you to embrace that pain, like bite it and like really think hard on it. And like that's how you're going to evolve through it, is like hitting that bottom and turning the weakness into a pleasure of like embracing reality. And even then it's like the truth hurts. That's the moral of it. Like embrace the full reality even when you're like, fuck, I'm broken, I know nothing, because we're all so much of that, but none of us want to admit it. But anyways, wisdom is the ability to see both sides and weigh them appropriately. That's another good one, and I'll end on that. Yeah.
that is dope. I do agree with that.
Anyone else got any words to speak to the audience that will touch their hearts?
I don't know if I touched their hearts, but
You guys rock. We'll be on video next week, so you can watch us pick our noses.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
What was that?
you can look at my teeth.
Right, my teeth. Where can they find us on the internet?
You guys can find us we found an easy way. We talked about it last time, but just go on our Instagram at 3D Music Official, and then we're
Or
pretty much
anywhere, Facebook, Twitter.
anywhere. On our social medias, you can just click on that following list. It's pretty much all us. I'm in.
It's only us. Yeah.
So you can send us follow us from there. You can find us there on the
Right
social medias.
And we don't think we're too cool for school. It's just we follow people back on our personal accounts, but the 3D account is just like it's an account for the awareness of 3D.
For
So
sure.
at 3D Music Official, you can get to our website from there. You can also find us from there. We're the only people we follow. And yeah, new merch soon, podcast, video, all that. We'll be making weekly Instagram posts with the like the 30-second teasers of the new podcast coming up. So that's going to get our YouTube, our Instagram, and our everything. Yeah, just more content.
Yep.
Hey, thanks guys.
But also, don't forget on our social medias, you can also DM us or send any questions
Facts.
for us if you want answered on the podcast. Anonymously or not, we'll answer them here. And
Shout out to Sydney, our biggest fan.
yeah, she gave us those questions. Be like her, guys. All
Straight
right.
up.
Yeah, more cat videos.
But that pretty much wraps it up here. This is the 3D podcast. I'm your podcast director, Honest, signing off with Ethan,
Bye.
Swan,
Cowabunga, dudes.
and Rob.
Peace out, y'all.
This is the 3D podcast. We'll catch you guys next week.